I want to talk about robots.
Yeah, continue. Tell us about that.
Because I enjoy smoking weed, and sometimes I smoke weed and I'll think about stuff. And I was thinking about robots. Because everyone says AI art is going to replace art. But then you know what happens like with chess robots, right? Like if a chess robot plays a human, it's really not that hard to trick the robot. Because the robot's going to play the best move every time.
So you can do something almost
creative.
dumb. Creative. Yeah.
Like if you were like, we'll use Magnus Carlsen for an example. Like if a chess robot were to play Magnus Carlsen, he's known for sacrificing pieces.
How the hell do you know a famous chess player's name?
Chess. I love chess. But I've just recently been
into
this.
See, this is just when you think he's the dumbest person you've ever met.
There's a few things. I don't ever think Sohrab is dumb. I think he's an idiot.
Okay, I'll take it. All right, weird.
An idiot is a better word.
Strange.
An idiot is a better word.
Meaner than dumb, doesn't it?
Meaner, actually.
So yes, and that's what I mean. I feel like dumb is just like. Duh. I don't never think you're dumb.
I have never done duh.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think you're dumb.
That's his closer, actually. Yeah.
I think the idiot thing comes in when you tell me George Clooney's a better Batman.
That's what
I started saying. So it's like information based.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I mean.
Opinion based is, I think, what you guys are talking about. Right? It's not like my opinions. But no. But if a chess robot plays someone like Magnus Carlsen will sacrifice pieces and end up winning because of creativity. AI art is going to look the same every time. It might shock us because it's like got a whole uncanny valley thing going on, and it might not look human and it might be upsetting, but there's always going to be an element of creativity that humans can always like.
Yeah. And someone had I think it was a tweet or something I saw. They're like, why are we having AI do like creative things? Because art inherently is creative, right? So like, why are we focusing AI on creativity? We should leave that for humans. Let AI do like rote tasks and like help us.
Right.
Oh yeah,
with like that stuff. So why are it's true, right? Why are we trying to replace the one thing that we have?
Yeah.
Why not let the AI
talent?
Well, I think what's happening is there's a lot of AI that goes into stuff like that we don't know about.
It's already happening.
That's already happening. Like even when they like make a movie, they'll use AI to like
render stuff. Yeah. Okay, that's a good point.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. I think the AI art. Did you guys even get? Did you guys do it? Did you get into it?
I did a little bit of it. I think my favorite part of the AI art trend was like the kind of like finance bros who were like, what are you gonna do now, art kids? Robots took it over and they won. Like, no, they didn't.
Yeah.
Like people are still gonna need like a picture of Sonic the Hedgehog with like big old titties.
Yeah.
Right? Big old blue titties.
People, I feel like you're like, I'm going to need a picture. People. You know, there's a lot of demand for that out there. A lot of people loving these big titty Sonic Hedgehogs.
I mean, that's fun.
Actually, I know you said that. I kind of want one too. That's a good.
Is that cosplay girl who does that? Is that why you said? Is that why you said she did a Sonic and you're like?
That's her. That's his. Like he's like, please.
She's
make
good
this
looking out. If she did a Sonic thing, I'd be like, yeah, good job. You look great as Sonic.
Well, there
she
you
got
go.
Some rings. She's grabbing on.
Well, maybe it sounds like you're asking her for it.
I saw. Speaking of disturbing art, I remember I was in New York and we were staying at this Airbnb, and they should have disclosed this on the Airbnb because you're staying in someone's house, right?
Yeah.
So we go in, all the art on the walls. It's all very like sensual, kind of pornographic, and what it all is though, it's all these scenes, and then there's just women, and they're dousing themselves with milk. So it was just all very sexual with milk, but I was like, how do you even, like, that's a specific.
What country were you in?
I was in New York.
In New York?
The country of New York.
I was in Williamsburg, so I guess
there
it's
you
like
go. That makes
Israel.
sense.
I don't know if it's, I don't know, but very interesting. And I was like, milk, like full.
I think like the Romans did that.
Is that a thing?
So
Yeah.
there's a thing that I stumbled
That's
across.
why I asked country. I was like, is he in Rome?
No.
There's a thing I stumbled across called garbage porn.
Ooh. What is that?
In my many
ancient Rome.
when I'm looking
That
through
was so classy. We really took
there was a dude in a garbage can.
Oscar?
Or no, there was a girl.
Yeah,
there was a girl.
Oscar.
No, it was the girl in the garbage can, and the guy was pouring milk on her and throwing banana peels and stuff like that while he's jerking off doing this. And this is what I was like, wow, this is a thing.
You were watching this?
Of course I was watching it.
Yeah. Man.
How did you stumble upon that?
Yeah.
I don't know what I was looking at. You know,
I saw
you know how Pornhub goes.
I don't like.
You
I
look
don't.
at one thing and
Yeah.
then they're like, "You like this? Maybe you like
Yeah.
this," and you're like,
That's like that algorithm is like the TikTok algorithm. It's like a suggested one. Like it just keeps showing. You know. I don't like the porn in the public places where they.
I think the community of Pornhub is very funny because if you click on a video and you go to the comics section,
"Oh, the comments are the best."
Yeah.
it's a very fun.
I jerk off to the comments sometimes. That's-
I definitely read the comments of a
oh,
porn. A lot
especially if
of-
it's a good one,
Especially because my favorite thing is the comment section of a porno. Someone would be like, "Who that?"
right?
Someone would be like,
Yeah.
"Who that?"
Yeah.
Who that?
I need more information on this
Yeah,
person.
the dorky guys will be like, "I need to know who that actress is." Post haste, but then the real people are like, "Who that be?" Who that? And then like a string of dudes will be like, "Her name is Roberta."
It's the most
yeah.
informative community. They help each
Very
other out.
way
They do.
more-
They do take care of each other.
Yeah.
Like I'm a vinyl guy, and if I go to like a vinyl message board and I'm like, "Where do I get this?" People are like, "Look it up, you dumb piece of shit."
Yeah.
Who are you hobbyist?
And that's
like,
all
I'm
the
a
dudes like,
real collector.
hey man, we're all coming to this. Let's.
Yeah.
This is important for us.
Yeah,
This is
porn
community.
communities are very like, "Oh, I'll help you find that, man."
That's so. Yeah, you're right. I guess that's it's the base level, and people have at that point no ego. You're
No
like,
ego.
we're all at this.
Well, because nobody's real on Pornhub. They're all fake accounts. They're just
The name. Yeah.
you know, it's like Ashley being like,
Yeah.
"Oh."
Did you guys see the video of that guy who killed his wife and then they read out all his Google searches? in
No.
the court? You don't know about this?
What?
Lord.
We got to put this up.
What are the? Well, give me a couple. Do you know them offhand?
So I mean, the video's hilarious because he's standing there, he's stone faced, and they just keep. They're like, and it goes through the evening because it's like 11 p.m. He Googled how to dispose of a dead body. At 11:30, he Googled how long until missing persons report is filled out. At midnight, he Googled, does bleach remove physical evidence? Like
Wow.
he literally, like they went over.
Every single
It's
thing.
really
Every single
sad
thing.
that he did this all within this. Right when he did it, he Googled everything that he.
I
just
bet
did.
he went on incognito mode because he thought that he was going to remain incognito, not knowing that incognito mode isn't that. Because we all probably masturbate on incognito mode, thinking that it's gonna
What's
be-
incognito mode?
There's no, it's not that. If they want to look up what you looked up, they can still.
Yeah,
do
of
they
it.
can
course,
still do
anybody
it, yeah.
can. Like, you got a phone, yeah.
It just doesn't.
They're
save
always
it to
watching you,
It just
everyone.
doesn't save it to your history. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the only difference.
Right.
But other people have access to it too.
Right.
But,
But
can
they-
you imagine if if they put me they could just put me on trial for being an idiot and be like,
Well,
at
yeah.
11 p.m. you Googled.
How to make a sandwich. Yeah. This is so-
You had at
What can I do
12:40.
with leftover corned beef?
yeah. I feel like all your search is just food ingredient related. I got this, and this.
Is Romania a real place?
Yeah.
And this was at 1:43 in the morning.
If your foot hurts,
You would
are
think that guy would like watch any any show. I feel like they just tell you how to do it, like Dexter.
Yep.
You know, they're real
Yeah, but they never
transparent.
make it through. That's the problem.
Yeah.
That's why they always get caught. So they're learning. But that's what I'm saying. Like I think we all know how to kill someone and get rid of the body.
Well,
No, there's no way to.
We all know how to do it. Come
Yeah.
on. You don't really have to look it up.
Yeah, I also I think it's if the thing is the reason you have to look all this shit up before is a lot of people I think can, if they get mad at the heat of the moment they kill someone, they're like, that's what happens a lot with these like wives murdering their husbands and shit like that or whatever. But then the disposal part, like, well, I had to have thought that through before.
Yeah.
So then I could have done it correctly.
Well, that's
right?
why you go to
I think you
jail
have
for.
to
That's
spend
why you go to
a
jail
year
even.
planning.
But that's
Yeah.
why those people go to jail even longer because they planned it out. It wasn't like a heat
Premeditated.
of the moment
Yeah,
thing.
premeditated.
Yeah, you got to really plan it out, and you got to really like be places where there's no cameras or.
Yeah.
And you got to scope.
Do you
all those
think what
places out.
situation for you? I feel like for you it's pretty like light. Would you be like, oh, I could kill somebody? Like, what would it take? Like, it wouldn't take a lot for you. I feel like someone came in the shop and they look like you're just like, I don't like how you look.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
And you go,
Yeah.
you do the whole, what's that? Sweetie.
the
and then
hell
you,
is
and then
that?
you go down a Sweetie Todd thing. and you just like,
yeah.
you make meat out of their, you make pie out of their meats.
Yeah.
It would take a lot for me to kill somebody.
If
Okay.
they were gonna show,
Good.
if they were gonna pull up all
Good.
three of us on a lineup and be like,
Yeah.
who's murdered someone? Everyone's looking at you. Me?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
No, that's racist.
I'm
Or
glad
maybe the pretty boy.
Right, no, they're going for you, buddy. You look
No,
like
because
you
I
got.
look like the typical one, so they're not going to look.
Yeah.
They're going to be like,
Oh, like, he obviously
that's
can't.
a stereotype.
Yeah.
They're like, of course it's not
no,
him. It's
you
the guy
look
who.
like a murderer. You look like a murderer, which is cute.
This coming from Fozzie Bear.
You look like a murderer, and you also love your cat a lot, which I think is a fun what is it juxtaposition.
Yeah,
Isn't there was that Netflix doc about that?
Guy who loves
don't
his
fuck with
cat.
Yeah, dude, that shit scares me. I didn't watch that. I was like, I don't want to see
It's
this.
pretty entertaining.
It was good. I don't like the docs are too much for me. I don't like.
All
That's
those
all that's all
documentaries
it is.
are 20 minutes of material stretched out.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I know. That's
Yeah.
why. That's why. I don't know why anybody wants to watch that crap.
Yeah, I can just read what happened.
Right.
I know the synopsis. I can read the summary.
Right.
You've been on the road a lot.
I have.
lately.
Yes, I have been. Actually, you're talking about stories about you saying something wild to this woman for being fat, which is
I didn't say that.
But if also from you get away with it.
I
right?
thought I could get away with it.
and you cannot.
I did not get
Because they didn't laugh until the guy said.
The guy got the laugh. I didn't get the laugh.
Man. See, that's why we gotta bring back body shaming in general, I think. Because if you can't even get it, that's your culture.
That's my culture.
That's fat culture. He should be able to say it, if anything.
I should be able to call other people fat.
Yeah. I mean, it's gotten out of control.
I think the rule is I can call other men fat.
Yeah. Okay, that's true. It's
I think
gender
that's,
specific.
and I
Yes.
agree. I agree with that line.
Yeah,
actually,
yeah.
Which is why I should. And again, I was not calling her in any. way.
No. We want to make it clear.
I want to make it clear that is not
the only
what I was
person this podcast is calling fat is Sohrab.
me.
That is the only person. Let's
is
put that out there right now.
clearly me. But I think you got to be careful. I can make fun of other men's bodies. I probably can't make a joke about a woman's
correct.
body.
Well, I was in Janesville, Wisconsin this weekend.
I mean, you can. You just don't have to give a fuck about the repercussions.
Yeah, well, there's going to be repercussions, and I do give a fuck. So
Well, then you have to watch it.
then I have to watch it.
Right.
And this guy in the audience, very drunk, and I was talking to a woman who was single in the crowd, and I was like, "What are your like dating? Out here in Janesville, what's the dating scene like?" This is kind of a smaller town in Wisconsin, and the crowd started laughing because like the options are limited. And then I was like, "Is there anything you don't want in your dating, like in your preferences?" And then this guy interrupts from the back. And he goes, we might have to bleep this out, okay? Mark this out. He goes, F word, AGGOTS, and then the N word.
Oh no!
Yeah. I was like, he just said, it was like the George Carlin list of words not to say. He did all of them back to back. He did the greatest.
Are you kidding me?
In the show. Yeah.
Did he get kicked out?
No. And then the audience, luckily, this is what made me feel better about the club and the venue. The audience was like, it got quiet immediately, right? Everyone's like, what? And then there was one, so before the show.
Oh my God.
Crazy. It was in Wisconsin. Yeah. But what was crazy is there was one black guy in the crowd who was kind of also heckling. So I was like, all I said was, because I have to break the tension, I was like, I hope that was the black guy.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah, brother.
So,
hell yeah.
got a good laugh.
Did that get a laugh?
That hit
I
hard.
bet that
hit.
hit.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
in that moment, you're like, the show's over.
The show's completely
You
over.
dropped the F and the N
And
on the
D,
show?
and the rarely used D,
The D,
word.
which I don't know, is that like, that sounds
It's
bad.
been it's been reclaimed.
It's
I
been
think.
reclaimed,
I think
okay.
if you are I
Yeah.
think if you are LGBT, I think you
You can
use
say
that.
it. Yeah, it doesn't sound, but it sounds
It sounds
antiquated.
bad. I think it sounds
like
bad if your intention is bad.
And if you're
right?
again, I think if you're not from that community, you should definitely not be saying
you should
it.
not be saying it.
And it was just such a. I mean, first of all, he had that like list ready to go.
Was it a white guy?
Of course. Yeah. It was. I mean, it was crazy.
So
And
what happened with the crowd?
So the crowd was like a little bit freaking out. Then I did that line, kind of moved on, and then at the end of the show, like I was doing the Q&A, and he was also saying some other stuff, and I was like Q&A. I'm like, but no questions from this man. I was like very clear to be like, let's not avoid this. And then after that, the crowd kind of turned on him.
Really?
Because he was just, he was great. I mean, they don't. What was cool about it is I think that's why I love Wisconsin. Is like, yes, there's crazy people everywhere, but they're very clear to be like, we're not all like this. We don't want him to think that this is like how we are. So the crowd was like, please, like we're great here, we're fun.
Like
and
they all came up to you after the show and were like,
yeah, which is nice to have, And I didn't feel like it was like unsafe or anything at any time, but it was just like, dude, to drop that just right back to back in public.
Wow.
It's crazy. I mean, your joke, like, do I take a half day? Like, do I,
What do I do?
Yeah, I was like,
that's wild.
and I was so dialed in, luckily, that I was like fine. But I was imagining if that happened the first 2 minutes of my set,
You're done.
I'm
You're
done.
For. You know what, guys? We'll try again tomorrow night. It's been fun.
Hey, that's been my time. That's been
Oh my god.
This guy, I'm sure, has an all-right radio show you can listen to for the remainder of the remainder of the thing.
It was just Pete.
Yeah, Pete was in the back like, what? I have a lot of fans.
I'm glad we said that. That really
Hey, by the way, Pete is also. We should point this out because it's not. This is a very diverse podcast. Pete is half Mexican.
See,
Despite what his face and body looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And political opinions and
what the hell is you talking about?
what the hell is you talking about?
Yeah, you really aren't selling this Mexican side at all, dude.
What the hell is you talking
I
about?
swear to God,
Really?
I never watch the news, so news stories are all news to me.
All right. Cute. That was cute. You had that in the chamber the whole time.
Yeah.
You had that ready to go. I like, you know who I like? I like that J.B. Pritzker fella. And I'll tell you why.
Does he look like him?
Because he's fat.
Yeah.
And I'm dead serious.
Are fat people more trustworthy?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes. Because you know why? Because we live life.
Really?
We enjoy the spice of life.
Literally, yeah.
Literally. Yeah.
So you feel like,
I feel-
and between Popeye and Bluto, you feel like Bluto's the trustworthy
Yeah,
one.
absolutely.
J.B.
J.B. Pritzker's
By the way, with a name like Bluto, you can't be skinny. That is a fat name,
It's a fatty
dude.
name.
You can't
Right.
even say that without
Yeah.
gaining 5 pounds.
Yeah.
Bluto, that's crazy.
Right.
You got cholesterol on it. Yeah. I like J.B. Pritzker.
I also, for some reason, he looks very. You're right. It is something about
we
you.
need a fat president.
And they've all like Trump was not.
Yeah,
in
we
shape.
have-
He wasn't objectively. He was weirdly shaped.
No, I'm talking fucking
big.
big. Who's the fat
Taft,
Taft?
who got stuck in a tub.
Yes.
Yeah, I want
I
this.
want William Howard Taft, big old fatty.
You imagine like you're trying to pass legislation and they're like, yeah, well, I don't really take you seriously. You got stuck in a fucking tub, dude. yeah. You can't be in a debate.
Yeah, that's his
You know?
administration really took a hit.
Yeah, you
Yeah, that's
can't.
really funny. William Howard Taft was stuck in a bathtub.
Oh man. Yeah, you can't really. You don't have any much to stand on after that.
It's a good thing that the Daily Show wasn't, the Onion wasn't around.
Oh man.
Is the Onion still around?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was when Taft was around. Yeah, it was around.
No, is the Onion around now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, they're still doing that?
They're still
Very
doing it?
talented people I know
That's
write for them.
yeah, very fun people. We know some
We
of
know
these
a few,
folks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Sharoop, I think.
Does he do stand up?
He's still, yeah, he just did paper machete.
Oh, nice. I haven't
Yeah.
seen him in a while.
Yeah.
I have a big thing. Besides
Someone
you.
called me Sharoop.
No, really.
Yeah. Someone
Really?
Someone at Lincoln Lodge was like, great
Hey.
sets, Sharoop.
And
I
what'd
was
you
like-
say?
I was like, I didn't know what to say, so I was like, oh yeah, I appreciate it.
Who was it?
That's I don't know. I didn't know her. I think it was a comic, and I just let him think.
That's funny. Yeah, that's a good. Do you ever get confused for other people?
No,
No.
not really.
Yeah.
I kind of have a.
Well, you look, yeah, because you
I
look,
gotta-
yeah,
I gotta
distinct.
look.
yeah.
I gotta
Unless you know a lot
I
of
think
people.
all
who
three of us kind of have a look.
Yeah. It's a good
I
point.
mean, like, do you get confused with people?
no.
Do you? No.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
just
Depending on
that's-
what you're wearing, I
Yeah.
guess.
that one though is wild because Sharoop is also brown, but very different body shape. Yeah.
Very,
And he's also bald.
very bald.
Well, see, that's the thing is though, like he has probably a distinguishing mark that makes him look.
Yeah, like kind of like how you look like you work at a mortuary.
Wow, mortuary. What you saying? I'm goth.
A very taxidermy vibes.
Yeah.
From Pete for sure.
Yeah.
Like stuffs animals.
When I
Yeah.
go, I want two things to happen. And I've been very clear about this to my loved ones. I've told my girlfriend I want to be placed on a pyre.
I like the pyre look.
on a wooden pyre on a
Viking.
I wanna, like a Viking. I want to be pushed out on a body of water.
Immediately
and I want
sink.
someone. It's gonna be very It's gonna be very buoyant.
They're going to be walking this thing with the Noah's Ark. They're building it from now. They're like, we got to really reinforce this shit.
And I want someone. I want someone who's someone I know with good aim to take a flaming arrow.
Yeah, we didn't talk about.
Is
this
there a
before the
body of
pod.
water? Is there a certain body of water? Do you
Yeah.
want,
No,
like,
anyone. The smaller the better.
like the Chicago River or something.
I'm thinking like a fountain. I'm thinking like
There's
a.
There's
like
just a family on an architecture cruise, and Sohrab's body just bumps against the boat.
On fire.
like, hold on, let me get this away.
And then
I want that too. The same exact
And
thing.
then I want
love
my
that.
ashes collected, and I want them to
Smoked.
be sprinkled. Yes, and I want them to be smoked
Damn.
among my closest friends.
That's great.
That's what Tupac did.
That's really cool. I like that. Do you have an ideal? What's your post? Have you talked about this post life? How would you want to be cremated or burial?
Definitely cremated.
Yeah.
Yeah. For what?
Millennials are killing the burial industry. No
What?
one wants to be buried anymore.
Well, yeah, because it's fucking stupid. It's a waste
It's a waste of land.
A waste of land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys heard all those news stories about those graveyards that like will have like multiple bodies in one hole?
Oh, I'm
Yes.
sure.
They don't even care. They're like,
I'm
you paid all this
sure.
money for your plot, and there's just like you're with some fucking
Oh.
3 other people in there.
What if you're a racist and you get then you
that's
get
funny. That's what
and you're like
you're a
"Yeah."
ghost. You're like, oh man, that's so funny. That's great. That's a bit. That's a bit.
Is that a bit?
That's a bit. That's
All right.
100% a bit. Write
Okay.
it down.
All right.
I'll be doing it tonight.
That's a bit. I already got it in my brain.
Yeah.
I got this in my brain
you ever
already.
think about this, guys? You ever think about you're a racist being bared?
Do you have any new bits?
I had one. You're talking about voting. I have this. It's kind of a newer one that I've been doing. Just because the election, everything we're talking about. I'm like, you ever like seen someone so ugly, you don't think they should be allowed to vote?
That's very funny. That's very, very, very.
That's the premise. I don't want to give too
your
much away.
setups are funny. I
Thank
like
you.
that.
I appreciate
your
that.
setups are really funny.
Well,
That's-
I think the way I try to do is like I want the premise to also get a laugh,
Yeah.
which is hard to do.
It is hard to do. It's a very specific way of writing.
Yeah, because then you have them before you even have the
You
punch.
have to get their attention before you
Yeah.
get. Yeah, that's really good for like rowdy rooms.
Yes, because immediately you don't need to wait till you get to the punch. You're like, I already have something
Yeah.
here.
You ever see someone so ugly, you're like, I don't think you should vote.
Yeah, and just that alone, you're like, I need to hear what the rest of this is
Right.
going to be.
Yeah, it's called Indiana.
Yeah, that's and the end punch comes back around to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's a newer one that I've been working on. What's a good premise you have? You have anything good?
I have this bit about how animals do drugs. You know, like a bear will eat mushrooms. You know,
Yeah, that cocaine bear.
Yeah, the
Wait, that looks. We should watch. That should be a podcast. We should. Well, we'll go watch that together and do cocaine. No,
Yeah.
I was like, let's really live the experience.
someone crazy wrote that. Oh, that he got big on TikTok, and then he wrote that. movie.
he wrote.
Yeah,
That's who
that
wrote
movie.
it.
The guy who was doing all those IKEA posts.
Oh shit!
Where he
really?
would talk about like being like a minimum wage employee.
Oh yeah, those are great.
Those are great. I love.
He
those.
wrote
He wrote that. Yeah, he got a
Yeah.
shot. He got a shot, and he was like, "I have an idea," and it was fucking Cocaine Bear. Yeah,
Wow, that's.
I wonder how much money that movie made.
I bet it did well. I bet it
Because it came out already, I'm
It
assuming.
looks like a lot of things that are coming out right now are kind of small budget, micro
yeah,
budget.
that I don't think it's out. I
Like
think that
Megan was very low budget,
Yeah.
and that did
Yeah.
very well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there
I heard
hasn't
that was
been
pretty
a
good.
big besides like Avatar, which took
Very
all the
small
money.
budget. Very
Everything else
small
has
budget.
been small. Yeah. Did
Right.
you guys see the new Avatar?
No, I never saw the first one.
No, I never saw the first one either.
Yeah, dude, it's like an Indian movie. It's a 3.5, 4 hours.
Did you see RRR?
Yes.
I'm been dying to watch
Dude,
it. I cannot wait to see it.
it's
I've heard it's the best.
incredible.
I heard it's everyone's favorite movie of last
Have you
year.
seen this?
No, is it something similar to what's the movie where the guy's he's riding the horse and he slides the horse underneath the
Oh,
no.
no. I know what
it
you're
Is it
talking
something
about,
like
yeah.
that?
It is ridiculous, but it's so like high end produced.
Yeah.
Like it's well made. It's like but it's just this fun action,
Yep.
crazy.
Someone told me
movie.
it's the best action movie they've ever seen. Someone I trust, and
Yeah,
I believe,
it's-
and I want to see it.
But
now.
it's so ridiculous. But you're like, this is so entertaining. I can't stop watching.
There's like a couple dance numbers. Like it's very
Yeah.
Bollywood.
Yeah. But it's good. Like I'm
It
not a
is
big Bollywood guy.
It is
and
a
I still
Bollywood
liked it.
movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's. I think it'll be the Bollywood movie that breaks
It's-
through to
It is
Western
has
audiences.
already done that. It's like the #1 in the world.
Hell yeah.
Which is crazy.
Because like with Crazy Rich Asians, that was the first like East Asia or crossover from. Because that movie, all the characters in that are from China, right?
They're actually from. I think they're actually from. Besides, like maybe a couple that were from here. I'm guessing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. They need to have. I didn't think they. We
But
should.
that was the first like Chinese cinema that broke through to the Western audiences where everyone watched it. And
Yeah.
knew about it was culturally like. Significant.
We should write a movie, Crazy Rich Indians. That's what we should. I think we should.
I mean, they are rich.
Yeah. Right. we can
Whoa,
start-
this is getting
Yeah.
dangerous, Pete.
They
Yeah.
are rich.
Yeah.
I never seen a homeless one.
All right, that's
Have you?
that's a good point. So
I don't. Yeah. I think if you do that, I think they just shoot you in India if you're homeless. Well, that's not
The
true.
cast
That's
is
the
funny.
cast is-
No,
you
that-
walked,
yeah,
you walked
that's
right
not-
into trouble.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You walked
No,
right
let's cut
into
that.
trouble.
Let's
Even I know this.
So here's the new bit.
I guess here I haven't seen one. Yeah.
animals do drugs. You know,
Yeah,
like
okay.
a bear will eat mushrooms. Certain fish will eat a jellyfish and get high.
Oh,
Koalas will eat eucalyptus and get high.
yeah.
But when I go to Jewel and I crack open a whipped cream can and I do a couple whippets, you know, no one thinks it's cute. But you know, also whippets are the only drug that come accompanied with a delicious cold frosty treat.
Yeah.
Right.
And they sound fun.
They sound, and I've never bought cocaine, and someone was like, "Yeah, it's at the bottom of a Ben and Jerry's pint."
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
dig in.
There's not a you don't have to dive through a tree to get there. Yeah, that's funny.
It's been doing all right, but a lot of people don't know what whippets are. So
well, I was gonna say I feel like that's a very.
Is there another word? Is there another term to call it?
No.
What do they call it?
No.
What do they call it? Night at the Roxbury.
Whippets.
They call it whippets.
Then people should know what the fuck whippets are.
No, but there's neither Roxbury. That's like we're on the fringe of now.
Yeah, but I'm
Yeah.
saying though, like people still do that. I mean, I think the kids still do that.
Do you have any whippets here?
I don't.
Damn.
I've got some.
I feel like you can, with some of the shit.
What's
you
the
have,
craziest drug you've ever done?
Mushrooms. That was the craziest one.
How'd it go?
It was amazing. It was great. It was really
go outdoors, indoors.
I went Joshua Tree. Did it right.
Whoa!
With
Damn, they're just naming trees after white people now.
Yeah, I know that. But
Josh's Tree,
Josh's
Dawson's Creek. Like, when's it gonna end?
what is?
When will the colonialization end?
That's funny. Wait, there's got to be a few more of these.
Hey, there's Sohrab's Bridge. I remember that.
Sohrab's Bridge. that
Sohrab's
one's broken.
Bridge.
That one
broke right in the middle. How'd you do it by yourself? Other people?
with two of my closest friends, two very funny comedians, Tyler Fowler and Megan Doherty.
Oh, you
Yeah.
did it with Megan Tyler, man.
It was so fun. It was great, and it was also we were talking about before the pod we started recording, like listening to music high.
Can you do an impression of Meg on mushrooms?
Oh please.
Oh, it's just gonna be very. Oh my god, I'm on mushrooms. What's it like for you guys? No, it's so great. It sounded great, Meg.
Yeah, we'll send that to her. But I actually, speaking of the drug, I have a bit now, kind of inspired by this. You're talking about these drugs. I'm like, I'm a drinker. That's my thing. I like drinking because I feel like drinking you can do socially. Like cocaine, I look like I might be into cocaine, right? The look has that.
Oh, you definitely look.
I look
like
I sell
you're
it at the minimum.
I don't know about selling. You're not just selling cocaine.
Yeah, but I'm like, the problem is the reason I don't do cocaine is because there's not like I've never walked into a room of four guys doing coke and it's chill. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can walk into a room of people drinking like.
You don't walk into a room of people doing cocaine like, oh, okay.
Oh yeah, okay,
cool.
we're hanging out.
Cool,
yeah,
cool.
no, it's like aggressive. It's weird. It's also in a back room.
Yeah. No one's watching an old episode of Seinfeld.
Yeah. So there's a bit. This is something.
This is a really that had me right away.
Okay, good. All right, that's good.
No one. The vibe is
the
chill.
vibe is not like it's always a weird hidden kind of in the bathroom.
Yeah.
It's never out. I mean, obviously we know it's illegal, but people do it. It's always like kind of
They're very good at being discreet about it.
Covert.
Yes.
Yeah. And
cocaine's the most covert drug. You got to be in a.
You got to be.
You got to be somewhere.
Yeah. What's the wildest drug you've done?
DMT, but I love DMT, so maybe it's that.
How do you even go about getting DMT? Take me through the last time.
Originally, the first time I got it through just some old hippie I knew.
Okay.
In college, and I remember the first time I did it was in the powdered form, which was fun. And I remember there was a fraternity brother of ours. He worked at Wendy's. We made fun of him a lot, but we loved him. His name was Miguel, and he would work the night shift at Wendy's. And one day I loved Miguel so much. When he came home from work. He was me and him were like the two biggest dudes, and so we got made fun of a lot because there were jerks like you guys who see two fat kids and they're like, oh, let's bully them, right? But I love. Yeah. So one day Miguel got home from work, and we had smoked we had some DMT, and we put some in a bowl, and we were like, hey, Miguel, hit this. And we didn't tell him there was DMT in it.
You gotta give someone a heads up. I feel
like
on that.
It was cruel.
See, you're the fucking asshole. This is why people like.
This is why we bully you.
Yeah, this is why. Yeah, just good reason.
This is why you shouldn't trust fat people. Okay,
right.
This is why.
Yeah, Andy Pritzker would never.
Exactly. Yeah, right.
So
Mr. Billionaire.
Miguel smoked it, and Miguel was like, oh hell yeah, and he hit the bowl, and then he because DMT hits you immediately. And he hit the bowl, and then he was like, "Oh no!"
Oh, that's pretty funny. That's
really funny.
Pretty funny.
He vocally said,
"Oh
no!"
As soon as he hit it, he knew.
And then we all started laughing.
So funny.
And we're laughing like really hard at this point. And he's like, "Please stop laughing! Please stop!" And we're like, "Okay, we're sorry." And then we stopped laughing. And then he just kind of like sat there for like 8 minutes. And then
How long is that?
Well, he liked it so much that he was like, "Let me hit it again." So he ended up doing more. So it's not like not like he had to go to a therapist. He was fine. He loved it. About 8 minutes, 8 to 10. And then, unless you have a spotter there who can kind of get you another hit. But I have a pen. I have this time I got a cartridge.
So you can regulate it a little bit.
Well, it's even harder to smoke now because you have to take like 8 big puffs to like blast.
Yeah,
off.
that's the thing is like, I mean, I've heard like the ayahuasca.
It's just ayahuasca. DMT is just ayahuasca.
Yeah, which then it's like you have the person leading you through it and all that shit. And like that sounds, but I want to do it in the right environment where it's like you get the whole thing and. Yeah,
Drop.
he just dropped. He's speaking of drugs. He just dropped his.
Damn it!
That's another bit I've been working on is the weed vape pens. Because I don't like those because you get high and you don't smell high. Which
You
is
wanna smell high.
You should smell high.
Is that for other people or
For
is that
other
for you?
people. So no one
Interesting.
comes up to you like, hey, can you hold my baby?
Yeah.
know?
Are people coming up to you now and you
All
want
the time.
there? Can you hold my baby? They're
Yeah,
like they're
hold
probably
my
like, can you
baby.
breastfeed my baby?
With those big old juggies you got there?
Juggies.
The
Oh,
juggies.
man. It all comes back to nipples, everybody. That's the whole podcast.
Nipples are great.
I love a nipple.
You ever see a third nipple?
No, I want to in the wild. I haven't seen one in the streets. I mean,
You should start. You got a third nipple? You look like the kind of guy who would have a third nipple.
you do. You just very.
You for
specific,
sure look like the kind
but
of guy
you
who would have a
really
third
do.
nipple.
That would have one, or who is into them?
No,
No,
you look
that
like
would
the kind of
have
guy who
one.
has one,
No.
but is also into them.
And it's also like not. It's like in the back. It's like not in the right spot. It's
It's like in your thighs.
yeah,
No.
somewhere weird.
It's right here. There's my third nipple.
Oh, that's funny.
That's very funny. I haven't. Have you seen one in person?
No, never seen a third nipple in person.
I that would freak me out on.
Have you seen
How many? Who's got three nipples?
It's
a lot of
it's a
people, more
thing.
people than you would imagine.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing.
People have third nipples, extra fingers and shit.
Yeah,
that
extra
also
fingers.
I don't like that. The 6 fingers.
Extra
toes.
fingers.
Yeah.
What do you?
Yeah.
Who are these people? Where
X-Men.
Are you see-
X-Men.
Are you? Is this because you're hanging out in Indiana again?
That's comedians. A lot of
Yeah,
disfigured people.
A lot of
dude.
disfigured.
A lot of
yeah.
circus people.
A lot of circus freaks.
Yeah.
Okay.
You've probably been to like a circus sideshow.
I've put one on.
Oh, of course you have.
Sideshow. By the way, I didn't know
Sideshow.
what sideshow was, and this is a good story of starting comedy in Chicago. And I met
You did a
this-
sideshow
I hosted it.
because you didn't know what a sideshow.
I didn't know what it was.
That is
I
hilarious.
thought it was like burlesque, and I was like, "Oh,
guess it
cool."
could
That
be.
that is
So
one
they-
sideshow.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
the bearded lady starts singing.
I met this girl at like a mixed open mic, and she did
Mixed like both races.
like no, never. I would never go to one of those. Yeah.
It's either all brown or nothing for me.
I just picture there's 2 sign-up forms for different.
Are you gonna have sex with the stool?
Yeah. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, that is like trying to do it without asking
Yeah.
directly.
Are you gonna make jokes about Tinder?
Are you going to come up with a towel? Do you need a towel on your set? Yeah, yeah. Will you be doing this with the DJ?
Are
Will
you an
be-
alt comedian?
Yeah. What color is your hair? But
So what happened?
So I'm at this mic. I meet this this girl who's we're chatting before I go up. I could do my set, and then I leave, and she messages me. She's like, "Hey, I'm putting on a show at the Cafe Mustache here in Chicago, which I hadn't been before, but heard of the venue. She's like, would you mind hosting it? I think you'd be a great host. I'm doing this like," and she had told me she's a burlesque performer at the show. So I get there and I'm like, okay, what's like the, give me the list. Like when you're hosting, you got to know who's coming up next. And she goes, all right, these people, when you bring them up, here's like this, you have to say this before you bring them up. And they're all kind of like weird sayings and which burlesque people have like their motto or
Right.
slogan or whatever they call it. And so that was fine. But then the second person I bring, first person is burlesque, dance, great. Second person goes up, pulls out a staple gun. Okay. And just starts stapling himself
Yeah.
on stage. There's
I got a
blood
buddy.
on the stage. It's like 7:30.
I
All
got-
right, it's like
I got a
Way
friend who
too
does
early
that.
for
way
blood
too,
to be
like
on
you
the
can't go from
stage.
stand up to burlesque to like violence. It's like a crazy.
I
No,
mean,
you
we-
mean
I
everywhere.
did.
How
I did
many-
it.
How many times? Like
Probably 6-7 times, and then that was like, and also there's like music playing. So I was like, "What is the audience? Are we supposed to be like vibing with it? Like, what are we supposed to do?" Because like in comedy you laugh, in burlesque you kind of like cheer, but for that you'd be like, "Hey,
more.
like, cut it out!" Yeah, I don't know what
Cut
you.
it out.
I don't
Stop
know.
it.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Quit
you do.
it. You're hurting yourself.
And then afterwards, I go up, and I'm like 3 years into comedy. So I'm like, as a host, you're like, you think you have to like make something. You have to
Yeah.
say. So I'm like, I literally though, I was at this point, I was like, yeah, I don't know, I don't have any transitional material right now. I think I said that between this.
transitional material is the words you use, you dork. That's so funny. I don't
Well,
know.
he was young. He was
Transitional material. Could you imagine doing that now with all the practice you've had?
Oh, dude.
How fun that would
That'd
be
be
to
so
do
good.
10 minutes in between
I
that guy.
would love
like,
that.
what went wrong? Can we call your parents?
Yeah,
like,
just
what
a
do you-
lot of shit. Also,
There's
like,
an office somewhere in downtown Chicago. It's like, I don't have any staples. Some guy keeps stealing them and stapling them to himself.
Yeah, imagine like we're like buying notebooks. She's like buying all this stuff. She's at Menards, like loading up before the set. But it also was crazy. So that happened, and then the next act pulled out a circular saw
No.
and was wearing a girdle. A girdle. Yeah,
How do you
see
know
this?
about this?
Because I have,
Yeah.
dude, this is, like I said, this was my scene. I was involved in this
Yeah,
scene
again,
for a little while.
this
Being
is
a DJ.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
that
Being
checks
a
out.
DJ,
Checks
and I
out.
know a lot of things.
and just starts doing so that they get the sparks. So visually, this one looks cool because
Right.
you're doing
They're
it
wearing
on
like a
your
chastity belt. They're wearing a chastity belt. They
doing
got a
it-
Which is
grinder.
metal, right?
Right,
Yeah.
and they got a grinder, and they're doing a grinding. On
they're
the
grinding
chastity.
on, so the sparks are flying, and this is all like. But it's crazy because I'm like, it's supposed to be. I don't know if there's like a message or what's happening, but I'm like also
Some soft R&B playing
yeah,
while they're doing
it's
it.
just like it was, and I'm just like I gave up hosting at that point. I just was announcing shit at that point. I was just god miking everything. I was on the side like your next act.
Do you guys know a guy named Tomas who's a magician?
No.
No.
No. Okay, I didn't know if magicians fell in the
No. Get
scene.
the fuck.
Now,
Whoa.
easy.
Jesus
Whoa
It's all been
there.
fun and
Christ.
games, but don't ever lump us
Easy.
in with magicians.
I
Easy.
mean, I make fun of I make
I'm
fun of
talking
magicians, but I
about-
love magic.
I'm talking about meaning like how, okay, I cut hair, but I also know punk rock, and punk rock got me into doing hair.
I understand what you
So
mean.
it's like
Yeah.
it's like
Genesis
it's a
of it.
yes,
Yeah.
and that's why I just said.
What
it
kind of
wasn't
acts did
meaning-
you book on your sideshow?
So I had.
So why did you put on a sideshow?
So I threw. So like I said, I've been DJing for a long time. I used to throw Halloween parties, and I threw a Halloween party at Red
I
Dot.
imagine that would be your specialty because your name DJ Skullbanger,
the coffin bag.
Coffin
Coffin
Banger.
Yes. So I do monster music that night. So I do vintage 50s and 60s monster music. So that's what I was spinning. So that's what the whole thing was showcased around, was that around my music.
And then you also
whatnot.
had sideshow acts.
And then I had sideshow acts. I had two human pin cushions, guys that would. I had a guy he was shoved a needle in his face and with a rack of pool balls hanging from his
See
face.
that I don't, and it doesn't bleed, right? Or does it?
I mean, little drops
bit.
of blood.
But how does it not like just bleed?
Because it's
I think
because they know it because they know what they're
where
doing.
they're
do it.
They
That's
know
like
where-
that's Houdini.
So
Yeah.
most people who do that sideshow thing, they know anatomy inside and out.
Yeah.
Like that's something that's. I mean, they want to do it safe. They don't want to hurt themselves. They don't
Yeah.
want to pick up a disease.
They know
or-
exactly where the needle is to go for them to hang from their back or
Yes.
whatever. Yeah.
My favorite part about hosting this show though is like between the acts, there's like people just cleaning up like the blood and the
Right.
sparks, and it's
Yeah.
like crazy. Like that's the
Yeah.
in between.
So we
Like-
had that. Like you said, I had
Some
that.
kind of mom.
Yeah, just
it's
like-
a living.
So they were,
One day I'll.
they were just kind of like little sideshow acts. I had a girl come out. She was covered in balloons, and she did this little kind of like a little burlesque thing with
Yeah, there's
the
an old
balloons.
actress that used to do that with
just
the balloons.
stuff like that. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much what the Halloween party was, and it was amazing. And I mean, I think we had something like 300-400 people come out for it,
That's awesome.
which was awesome, and it was just a great event. So, yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird because I think when I did this thing where I did a show where it was comedy and burlesque, and I didn't know it was a competition. So it had two comedians, two burlesque performers, and everyone did like 5 minutes. And if you were a comedian that had a better set, or three comedians, I think, and three burlesque, you advanced to the next round. And so I just thought it'd be a longer set, but you have to then you switch. So then you do burlesque, and then they do comedy.
Oh man.
Okay, so it goes back
Yeah.
to my point exactly. You're intertwining.
Yes.
Comedy
But I didn't
and
know that.
And like I said, magicians would fall into that category too. Of,
Sure.
You know that. So that's why I asked.
But
if
it
you
was
knew.
so I had to do burlesque on the spot, and that was not great. It was bad.
I bet it was hot.
I did. I thought it'd be funny to do some Nickelback because
Oh
I
my God.
and it was not funny at all. It was bad.
I bet you look cute.
That's the thing. I felt like a piece of meat because I was trying to do some dancing and do some shit. I didn't know what I was doing. This guy just goes, "Take your shirt off." But it was like that. It wasn't.
Yeah, he wants to be like, take your shirt
It wasn't
off.
like supportive, like how they
Right.
do it
Or
in the burlesque
sexy.
shows.
Right.
Yeah.
He's like, take your shirt off.
Take it off. Like it was like a save this by taking your shirt off.